Creating queries in ties can be done in several ways. As you see in the Query tab, there are two views that you can use for creating queries. There's the dashboard view, shown here, which is a pretty standard way of searching for things. It's kind of similar to Google or other search tools that you might use. There's also the diagram view, which is more visual and allows for more complex queries. I'm going to create queries in the dashboard view first to show you how that works. Now, as you see, you can put a number of restrictions, different types of restrictions, on what kinds of reports you want to be returned. You can search for certain search terms, either in the entire report or in a particular section of the reports. You can also restrict things by age, gender, race, and collection year. I'm going to create a query for reports containing adenocarcinoma in the final diagnosis section among people more than 25 years old. So to do that, I would need to search for my term adenocarcinoma. And in this case, I want results with adenocarcinoma in the final diagnosis section. So I'll select that from the drop-down. And I need to restrict the age. Right now, it's not restricted at all, but you can set an age range, or you can say you want age to be exactly this, or less than or greater than this. In this case, I want to use greater than, and I want to say 25 years. You can use these up and down arrows here for restricting the age, or you can type it in, whichever way you prefer. So now it's restricted to greater than 25 years. I don't want to restrict gender, race, or collection year, so I'll leave those be. Now on the right-hand side over here, you can restrict the number of results that will be returned. The default is 50, but I'm going to up it and say I want to return 500 reports, for example. And now I'll click Start Search to run the query. Once reports are returned, you get a list of reports on the left-hand side of the screen, patient details in the next section, and view reports in the right-hand side of the screen. In the report list over here, reports are grouped by what organization they're from and also by patient. If a patient has multiple reports from the search you ran, they'll be kept together. Reports that haven't been viewed yet are bolded. To view a report, simply click on the report in the list, and the contents will be displayed on the right-hand side. Please note that the data being used here is test data. These are not real pathology reports, so the information may not look exactly like real reports look. This is all fake data. The next pane is patient details, which shows patient demographics and all the other reports in the system for this patient. To view a report, simply click on the report icon. When viewing a report, as you see, you can scroll through it to see the entire report. You can highlight things in the report. You can highlight the search terms you are looking for by clicking the Search Terms button up here. You can also highlight all of the annotations to see more generally what's in the report. A legend is displayed to indicate what the different colors mean. To turn the highlighting off, just click the No Highlighting button. Now, numerous options are available for reports. You can view these options by either right-clicking a report in the list or by going to the File menu. The same options are available up here. One option you have is to add a report to a case set, which we'll get into more later. We'll discuss ordering later, but that's one option. You can print the report. When you select that, you have to say what you want to be printing and then click OK when the right things are selected. At this point, a standard print window will appear where you select the printer, say how many copies, etc. You can also export reports as text files. This just allows you to save the report locally to your computer. So if you select that, you'll get a pop-up window where you can choose where to save it to. Then just give it an appropriate name and click Export to save the report locally to your machine. You can also request that a report be reviewed. This should be used if a report came back that you feel should not have been returned for the query you ran. If you feel it's really not related to what you were searching for, you can request that the report be reviewed. When you select that option, a pop-up window will appear where you can type in comments. So, for example, I'll just say adenocarcinoma is not in report. This is just an example, and then you would click OK to request a review or cancel if you do not want the report to be reviewed. Now, when you do search term searches, anything related to that search term will be returned. So, for example, this report does not contain the word adenocarcinoma, but it contains similar things. Now, another option you have is you can also quarantine reports. This should be used if a report is not properly de-identified. If there are any identifiers that were not picked up, you should quarantine the report so that it will not be available for any additional searches until that issue is fixed. So I'll select Quarantine. When you do that, a confirmation box appears saying the report will not be visible in any searches and it can't be used until it's unquarantined by the system administrator. So you would click yes to quarantine it, but in this case I'll click no. You can also save queries you create and open queries that were previously saved. To save a query, simply click the Save Query button up here, or go into the File menu and choose Save Query or Save Query As. A pop-up window will appear where you can name the query and give a more detailed description of it. So I'll call it adenocarcinoma. And for the description, I'll put adenocarcinoma among patients older than 25, for example. And then just click Save to save it. Then to open a previously saved query, choose Open Query from the File menu. A pop-up window will appear containing all of your previously saved queries. So just click the appropriate query to highlight it and click Open to open it.